means is that we're going to get fewer and fewer northern lights displays in North America.
Wow.
Because you'll need more and more of a disturbance to shove the action far enough south to see it.
So what time scales or velocities is that moving, did you say?
Well, it's moved something like 1,000 kilometers in the past century. So, I mean, if you look on the maps, you can tell what age the map is or where the geomagnetic pole is, and it's really quite annoying. I remember when I was younger, living in Ottawa, 45 degrees north, we saw northern lights all the time. Of course, it's solar minimum right now, but even during solar minimum, we saw them there. And the fact that it's now moved just hundreds of kilometers further away means we just don't see those displays anymore, except when there's a huge solar flare.
Interesting. And do you think is it going to move back? I mean, do we have any predictions on how that thing moves in long time?
I mean, you guys have socialized, healthcare up there. I would think that it would want to stick around, so whatever. But I mean, I don't know.
Well, we're hoping it'll learn the error of its ways and act this direction. So, the youth.
They'll settle down somewhere, Nova Scotia, relax, take up hunting, it'll be fine. I'm sorry, but to answer Mike's question, is there any chance of it moving back? I mean, I just don't understand that.
Well, nobody knows why it moved north in the first place, so I think it could, it was further south at one point, but, probably be decades before it does anything in terms of reversing itself, maybe hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years.
We'll move on to the next email we got. This is from Michael Valdez. It says, in one of the past shows, somebody was asking about infinity, and it says, you got into a big mess with a long explanation. Come on, I don't believe that. And I said,
it's not like that.
It says, I'm sure at the end, you and your listeners did not know their own names or which way was up. That might have not been the question so much as the alcohol. But it is very simple. Infinite is a mathematical construct. It only means much larger than the other quantities you are considering. If you are working with an equation with very small numbers, one might be infinite. If you are calculating the time to travel to Andromeda, infinite would be quite a large number. The important point is that infinite is a mathematical construct, and infinite does not exist in physics. You can compare it with vacuum. So that's what he had to comment on about that. I confess I don't remember the exact conversation we were having about infinity, but I believe that it happened.
I think we'll refer that one to Astronomy Cast.
That's a little deep. The second thing he mentions here is that on past shows we also talked about Olber's paradox. It has as many holes as Fermi's paradox. Add only the fact that we do not see light below a certain level or on certain frequencies, and trouble. Olber talks about the sphere of space in which we can see. Adding this, he is right. Besides, sometimes we use it of context like explaining infinite. And then Michael goes on to say, this is why I say you have the right attitude. You tell stories and jokes and get the attention and the interest of listeners, and then you teach them something useful, not like a lesson, but as entertainment. I like very much how Doug can say a single word and make everybody laugh. Then he explains a very difficult subject in a few words. Well, we like that too, and that's why we have him on board.
And then they laugh again.